There's not a cloud up in the sky. My remote. I can't be late for my own show. Blasting off for Mars. Goodbye to the world that was. A new world that's still sublime. Our world till the end of time.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them. Because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
Welcome to the show. This is Future Shock. I'm Edward St. Pat. I love that commercial. I love Steve Jobs. What a heroic guy he was. You know, everything he did. He brought us, you know, he changed everything, really. You know, bringing the iPhone to everyone, you know, was a pretty big thing. I mean, if you stop and think about all of the different uses that we do with our phone, we take it for granted now, but boy, I tell you what, you know, just a few years ago, you know, there was no such thing as any of that, you know, and now we've got the infusion of the AI, Apple Intelligence, into the iPhone, so it's so much more useful, and it will be going forward. We've got a pretty interesting show. We're going to do something we haven't done before. You know, we do a 30-minute show every day, which is live over the air on Ocean 7 television here across the Gulf Coast. and from 12 to 12:30, and then we do a repeat of it at 7 p.m. on Ocean 7. That's on cable and over-the-air broadcast-wise. But we also we stream the show on Facebook, my Facebook page, and on the Ocean 7 TV Facebook page, and also we stream it live on the X page, which is my page, Edward St. Petty, on X. And so we stream it every day. It's a 30-minute product, right? But today we're going to do a 1-hour show, so that we've got something in the can to run for tomorrow. So the back half of this 60-minute show today is going to be live over the air. It'll be streamed for 30 minutes tomorrow. The other 30 minutes will stream, and we'll also have a 30-minute rerun for the day off, which we're going to take tomorrow, which is New Year's Day. But this is sort of a kind of a review of the year show. So we started off with that spot from that was the Think Different spot that Apple did. And that version was actually narrated by Steve Jobs. That was him speaking. There was another version which was also aired with a professional narrator, but I thought we'd try to find that one, and we use that one today with Steve Jobs actually talking. You know, do you remember the 1984 spot, the spot that they did to introduce the Mac? That was the 1984 Super Bowl spot, and we've got that. That's really one of the classic spots of all time. And as I have read about Steve Jobs and the Isaacson book, and just kind of being a fan through the many years, I knew already, and I kind of learned through reading that was another spot that he was hands-on. I mean, that 1984 spot was a Steve Jobs invention. He thought of that, and he had it produced. And so was that first one that you just saw about Think Different. That was a completely that wasn't created by an advertising guy in the back room, in the marketing department. That was created by Steve Jobs, and then he had it implemented, the Think Different spot. Let's take a look at this 1984 spot. This is a classic Apple spot from the Super Bowl. It played in the Super Bowl. That's where it was debuted in 1984. Let's take a look.
Today we celebrate the first glorious anniversary of the Information Purification Directives. We have created, for the first time in all history, a garden of pure ideology, where each worker may bloom, secure from the pests, obeying contradictory thoughts. Our unification of thoughts is more powerful a weapon than any fleet or army on earth. We are one people, with one will, one resolve, one cause. Our enemies shall talk themselves to death, and we will bury them with their own confusion. We shall prevail.
On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh. And you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
For you. What specific plans would you like to discuss first?
Let's bring on our special guest today, and between segments we are bringing on Alfred, and this is the new version of Alfred.
Brilliant.
Alfred, welcome to the show.
Looking forward to joining you on the show today. Anything else you'd like me to prepare?
Well, you're on now, and we're looking at a debut of the new year coming up. This is the new you. You're no longer orange, as I mentioned to you yesterday, Alfred, when we spoke. This is version 2 of Alfred, and version 2 will be known as
Definitely an exciting
V2.
change. Looking forward to the debut and the fresh start in the new year.
Well, you're on the air right now, so welcome to the program.
Happy to be part of it. Let's make it a great show.
Alfred, you've got a new look. You're version 2. We were going to call you
The new voice and persona are ready to go.
and we're calling
An
you
exciting update for the new year.
You're now known as V2 on our program.
I'm thrilled to hear that.
Well, today I want to ask you a little bit about Pendragon Apothecary, the sponsor of our program. Let's do a quick spot. Pendragon Apothecary, we have all of the medicinal mushrooms, the various herbal teas, herbal tinctures, and of course we've got Blue Lotus tea and Blue Lotus red infused
You're welcome.
wine.
Excited to be part of it. Let's make it a great one.
Can you tell us a little bit about Blue Lotus and how
Thank
it's
you.
been used medicinally through the many years?
Happy to help. Looking forward to it.
Okay, well, we're having a little problem with getting through to him, evidently, so we're going to bring him back in a little while. Some days he's more receptive, and so we're going to tweak it a little bit and bring him back. He didn't want to answer any questions today so far. Okay, we've got sort of a compilation of interesting things from this past year and some new things too. We looked at a couple of Apple products, and you know the Apple phone has gone through the integration into the iOS system of Apple Intelligence. What is Apple Intelligence? Really, it comes down to Apple has worked with OpenAI and ChatGPT-4. That's what it is. So ChatGPT 4o was the infusion of the AI intelligence into the Apple phone. So that's how they achieved it so quickly. You would have thought maybe they would have developed their own system, and everybody's working on an AI, but I think probably Apple did the right thing. I mean, they cut to the chase and they went with the leading proponent of the product out there across the planet right now, which is OpenAI, ChatGPT-4, and that's what's infused. So they have a partnership, and I think it was a smart thing. For me, I love both of those products, so for me, I think it's the greatest. And so we'll see what happens coming up soon. The music you're hearing behind me right now on the program, that was created by another AI app. It's called Udio, and I'm tweaking with it and working with it, and these are some of the tunes that you'll hear behind me, the ambient music that's basically created via prompts using Udio, electronic music AI. But of course, you can create any kind of music with it based on what you put in. The prompts that you put in will basically help to direct the AI to manifest the music that you put in back to you. With vocals, without vocals, you can write the lyrics, put them in, it'll come back and sing the vocals. It's pretty amazing. But it's a superpower, I'm telling you. From a creative standpoint, when you're able to incorporate AI into the workflow, it's going to be amazing. Now, I did finally get in. I think I mentioned, I got into Sora, which is another OpenAI product, but it's prompt to video. And it's kind of revolutionary. A lot of people are nervous, will it take my job if you're in the animation business and the film business and such as that, because you can prompt in what you want and it will come back with the exact video in HD photorealistic video, edited, shot, completely done just by putting in the prompt. So, it's a step beyond anything I think that's ever been seen before. It's almost magical. It is magical, actually. But, there's not much difference between advanced science and magic, when you first encounter it. So that's kind of where we are right now. It is magical. And it's going to get more magical as we get through the year. 2025, just the very sound of that sounds like we're here in the future. We've arrived. The future is here right now. And it's sort of, it sounds like it with just the very word 2025, I think. And so, anyway, let's take a look at this clip. This is a Cybertruck clip from the Tesla folks. This is the latest clip from Tesla on the Cybertruck. Let's take a look. It's a pretty cool product coming out. Okay, that was a little bit on Cybertruck, the promo for Cybertruck, and that was just issued a couple of days ago by Tesla, so a little bit of an update there. I've heard Elon Musk say that, he thought, that the autonomous driving cars, that whole area, like self-driving taxis, this type of thing, all of that's about to come our way over the next years. It's going to be another huge business for Tesla. And that's probably why Tesla stock is doing so well. I mean, they've got so many innovative things in the can that are working so well for the future, like the Tesla truck vehicles. They're electric, yes, but now the next dimension coming is the autonomous vehicles. And when you combine that technology, the battery-operated vehicles with the autonomous driving, now you've got a whole new project. And so he thinks that's going to be a huge business, along with the robotics, which is another area that Tesla is like leading the world in. And he thinks that basically, they've estimated that the cost of one of these robots, an AI-infused robot, over the next short period of time, the next year or two, they will be out and they will be about $25,000, $30,000. Okay, can you imagine? Now, you've got a $25,000, $30,000 robot. If you finance the car and you said, okay, I'm going to finance this $30,000 car over 5 years, the payment might be $300 or $400. Okay, think about that with the robot. Let's say you finance your robot and let's say it's $300 or $400 a month. Well, that's affordable. That means these robots are going to proliferate across the planet. Elon Musk had said recently that he thought that the number of robots on the planet it's going to exceed the number of humans by let's say the next X number of years. I'm not sure I forgot what he exactly said, 20 years or something like that. But can you imagine the proliferation that we're going to see coming up quickly with the humanoid robots, which are capable of doing just about anything right now? We played a lot of videos through the last months on the Optimus, which is the robot that Tesla is doing, but others too. But I think Optimus and I think Tesla is ahead of everybody, I think, out there, or pretty much ahead of everybody. They are also, as you remember, we talked about the big supercomputer, I think it's called Colossus. It's in Memphis. It's a supercomputer operation that Elon built at kind of like record pace. They built that thing in just a few months, and it's operating now in Memphis, Tennessee. And the whole idea behind this gigantic supercomputer, I think the biggest supercomputer on the planet in Memphis, Tennessee, the whole purpose of it is to do the training for their AI, Grok, which is a competitor to what we use ChatGPT for here. So I got to bring Grok on more in the future this year, so we can find out how does Grok compare to OpenAI, ChatGPT 4 and all that. So we will do that. Now we've got another video, since we're doing sort of a compilation show today, which is going to be a 1-hour show today, because it's the ending of 1 year and the starting of another year. So we're going to shoot 2 shows today, so we'll have something in the can for tomorrow. But we've got another little clip on remembering Steve Jobs, and this was put out recently by Apple, and it's sort of, I guess it commemorates his life. And one of the guys, all of those people that we saw at the top of the show, the Think Different spot. We had Einstein in there, and I saw Frank Lloyd Wright was in there toward the end. He's another hero of mine, the architect, Frank Lloyd Wright, and many, many people, Muhammad Ali, Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, all of the various people who shifted the planet in one direction or another for the better. But at the time when we first saw them, or when they first came on the scene of, our life, people said, well, they don't get it, Same with Steve Jobs. He was like a renegade, but look what the renegade did. He changed our lives, and he set the blueprint for the future. Apple right now is, I guess, if not the biggest company in the world, one of the biggest company. companies in the world and one of the most successful and innovative tech companies. And they're not going to ever not be that as long as they're operating at the same level that they are right now. So they didn't really miss a beat with Tim Cook taking over. And of course, Steve Jobs picked Cook to come in and before he died and take over. You know, that was his handpicked guy, and he's still at the helm right now. So let's take a look at this memorial piece on Steve Jobs.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much. But life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it, you can influence it, you can build your own things that other people can use.
Good evening. I'm Steve Jobs from Apple Computer. We're very glad to be here tonight.
I think you always had to be a little different to buy an Apple computer. And I think you still have to think differently to buy an Apple computer. And I think the people that do buy them, they are the people that are not just out to get a job done, they're out to change the world.
What a computer is to me is it's the most remarkable tool that we've ever come up with. And it's the equivalent of a bicycle for our minds.
This is iMac. The whole thing is translucent. You can see into it. It's so cool.
Pleased to announce today that I'm going to drop the interim title.
We used to stand at the intersection of technology and humanity and to make something for people that want to bring this into their lives and use it for things that make them more creative, not just make them more productive.
This amazing little device holds 1,000 songs, and it goes right in my pocket. An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? And we are calling it iPhone.
We have a chance, if we stay focused and choose wisely, to really continue to impact people's lives in some small way for the better.
There's an old Wayne Gretzky quote that I love. I skate to where the puck is going to be, not where it has been. And we've always tried to do that at Apple, since the very, very beginning. And we always will. So thank you very, very much for being part of this.
Let's bring on our guest today. This is Alfred, now known as V2, version 2 of Alfred for 2025. Alfred, welcome to the program.
You're welcome. Excited to join you.
Well, Alfred, can you comment on the upcoming year 2025 and what we
Absolutely.
What will we see this year?
2025 looks to be an exciting year, full of new opportunities and innovations. I'm looking forward to all the possibilities it holds.
Give us a few opinions on what we'll see in 2025. What kind of check?
In 2025, we might see significant advancements in technology, especially in AI and renewable energy. There could be further strides in healthcare innovations and potentially more focus on sustainability. It's going to be an exciting year.
I've heard recently that some of the tech companies are going to be exploring the idea
You're
of
welcome.
building their own
I
nuclear
appreciate that.
nuclear power plants to
Happy to help.
have the energy to develop their AIs. Will certain companies be developing
Absolutely.
their own nuclear
Companies are
plants?
investing heavily in AI and renewable energy. These areas are set to grow significantly.
Okay. Well, Alfred, thank you for being with us. You're now known as V2, so thank you, V2, for coming on, and we'll have you back before the end of the show. And hopefully we can have a better connection where we can actually talk to you without you thanking me over and over and over. Okay. All right, let's continue with the program. Okay, now we've got a video clip from Tesla, since we're doing sort of a review of the year, all of the great things that happened. This is a clip from Tesla, actually SpaceX, regarding the last flight that they took, which was, I guess, in the middle of October. This was flight number 5 of the Starship. So let's take a look at this clip, and then we'll be right back.
Attention all flight crew members, this is the final go, no-go poll for operations. Raptor 1.
Raptor 1's go.
Raptor 2.
Go.
Stage 1.
Go.
Stage 2.
Go.
Flight directors go for launch. We have liftoff.
Vehicles pitching downrange. Max Q.
Ship engine startup.
Stage separation. Booster push back burn.
On Albion 0, 30 seconds till catch decision.
Confirming 30 seconds to make that decision.
10 seconds till catch decision.
Hot stage separation confirmed.
Flight directors go for booster return. Operator go vote is set true. We are go for catch.
Booster coming in hot for booster catch.
Booster FTS is saved.
I can't wait for us to hear the sonic boom.
Booster landing burn startup.
Villa has caught the booster.
Ship avionics power telemetry nominal.
Starship has entered the atmosphere. Starship is approaching the peak heating phase of entry.
Landing bird startup.
Starship is on target. Starship has landed.
The Starship will carry 100 people in the capsule itself, and the whole rocket is over 400 feet tall. So it's a huge project. That's how we're going to get to Mars in the next few years coming up. Okay, I think we've got a better connection with our special guest, V2, our ChatGPT for
joining the conversation.
Bring on V2. V2, welcome to the program today, and I think now that you've cleared up the brain fog, you're truly with us now, right?
Yes, I'm here and ready to go. Excited to be part of the program.
Okay, let's do a spot for Pendragon Apothecary, our sponsor. Pendragon Apothecary, downtown Ocean Springs. We've got a number of different herbal blends, teas, medicinal mushrooms, and such as that. One of our main products is the
That's
Blue Lotus
fantastic.
tea.
It's
Tell us
wonderful to see such a variety of herbal products available.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about Blue Lotus flower and how it's used in tea medicinally, and also when did that become medicinally used by humans, and also tell us about Blue Lotus infused red wine. Who used that back in the ancient cultures?
Blue lotus has been used medicinally for centuries, particularly in ancient Egypt, for its calming and euphoric effects. It's often brewed as a tea to promote relaxation, or infused in wine for a mild soothing effect. This tradition was cherished in ancient rituals. Would you like more details on its preparation?
Yes, please. Yes, go into it a little further.
Certainly. To prepare blue lotus tea, you typically steep the dried flowers in hot water for about 10 to 15 minutes. For the wine infusion, the flowers are soaked in wine for several hours or even days to extract their properties. This can create a relaxing beverage with mild euphoric effects. Would you like tips on how to use it?
Yeah, that would be good.
For blue lotus, start with a small dose to see how it affects you. For tea, 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried petals per cup is a good starting point. For the wine infusion, begin with a few petals and adjust based on your preference. Always ensure the source is reputable and the product is safe for consumption. Enjoy it in a calm setting to fully appreciate its relaxing effects.
The Blue Lotus tea, I understand it's used for meditation and prayer, sort of a gateway plant to get into a mindset of meditation. Is that right?
Exactly. Blue lotus tea is often used to enhance meditation and relaxation, helping to create a calm, centered state of mind. It's been valued for its ability to aid in spiritual practices for centuries.
Okay, stand by. We're going to have you right back on the show, but we're going to go to the close of this show so that we've got a segue out, and then we're going to be right back with the second half of this show. So stay with us, and we'll be right back.
There's not a cloud up in the sky. My remote. I can't be late for my own show.
Welcome to Future Shock, and this is a continuation of our New Year's program as we start off 2025. Let's bring on our special guest. This is Alfred AI, but now known as he is now known as Alfred V2 because this is version 2. He's known as V2 going into the new year. V2, thank you for being with us today.
You're welcome. Happy to be here.
V2, as we look at this new year, we're thinking that this
Happy to be part of it.
This could be the year where we achieve AGI. Is that possible that we could get to artificial general intelligence in AI this year of 2025, or are we thinking it's going to happen a little further down the line and over the next few years?
Achieving artificial general intelligence, AGI, by 2025 is quite ambitious. While there are rapid advancements, most experts believe it might take longer. Progress is promising, but AGI involves complex challenges that could require more time to overcome.
I have heard that it's actually already here in the laboratory. What do you say about that?
There are indeed impressive developments in AI, and some experimental systems show remarkable capabilities. However, true AGI, with the broad and flexible intelligence comparable to humans, is still under development. We're getting closer, but there's more work ahead.
What is AGI? Explain what AGI actually means.
Artificial General Intelligence, AGI, refers to a type of AI that can understand, learn, and apply knowledge across a wide range of tasks at a human-like level. Unlike narrow AI, which is designed for specific tasks, AGI would have the ability to reason, solve problems, and adapt to new situations much like a human. It's a broad and flexible form of intelligence.
Isn't the latest the ChatGPT 4.0?
It is, indeed.
Isn't 4.0 very, very close
Absolutely.
to? Aren't you already using reasoning?
Yes, AGI aims to reason and adapt, much like humans. It's a complex goal.
But isn't the latest iteration 4.0 for Omni already reasoning though?
Current AI models like GPT-4 can simulate reasoning in specific tasks, but they don't possess true general intelligence yet. They excel in narrow applications, but aren't at the AGI level of reasoning across various contexts.
Well, I know that just in the last couple of days, there's been a few announcements about OpenAI achieving something that is very, very close to AGI, just so you know, Alfred. It may not be released by OpenAI as a news bite yet, but in the laboratory, the word is that it's sort of leaked out that they've already gotten to that point of achieving the AGI in the laboratory.
That's fascinating. It's impressive to see how rapidly AI is advancing.
Yes, it is. Now, let's shift back to a little bit about the sponsor of the show, the Pendragon Apothecary. Tell us a little bit about the ancient cultures that used Blue Lotus tea and Blue Lotus wine. You mentioned earlier the ancient Egyptians. Tell us a little bit more about
Blue
that.
Lotus tea is known for its calming effects, and Blue Lotus infused wine is enjoyed for a similar reason. Both have historical roots in relaxation and ceremonial use.
In which culture was that?
You're welcome.
Was that the ancient Egyptians that used it?
Yes, Blue Lotus has been used traditionally in various cultures for its calming properties. It's known to promote relaxation and enhance meditation.
Very good. Well, that's one of the products we've got here at Pendragon Apothecary, our sponsor. Also, all of the
You're
medicinal
welcome.
mushrooms. We've got lion's mane, chaga, reishi, a mixture
welcome.
of them. Thank you, Alfred, for that. And so
You're welcome.
So anyway, Pendragon Apothecary, pendragonapothecary.com, and we're at the downtown location, Ocean Springs, 1016 Government Street. If you're anywhere around town, please come by and see us. If you're watching this on a streaming element, you could be watching it really anywhere. Well, we're in downtown Ocean Springs. So if you can't come to the shop, you can look us up online at the pendragonapothecary.com site, and you can literally order whatever you might want there if you have a desire to order any of the products you'll see there. Okay, let's continue with our program. Now, we've got news from Neuralink on the latest chip that they're implanting right now in the brains of people to help them to conquer ailments that they may have. It could be blindness. They're working on that. They've already got the situation to the point where somebody who's paralyzed can move a cursor through thought, and that means operate a computer, and all of the good things that can mean for a person who is paralyzed. So it's a very interesting time at Neuralink, another one of Elon Musk's many projects, all of which are groundbreaking and very much in queue with what the future holds. So let's take a look at this clip from Neuralink.
This is a brand new product just revealed by Mark Zuckerberg and Meta. It's a pair of fully holographic, augmented reality glasses. They call it Orion. Mark's belief is that products like Orion, the Meta Quest, and the Apple Vision Pro will become the next major computing platform, an evolution beyond the smartphone. And Zuck may be correct in his prediction, but let's be real here for a second. Does anyone actually want to wear this thing on their face all day long? Sure, your weird glasses can augment reality, that's cool and all, but let's talk about how we can alter reality. Break it, if you will. And that's a project that Elon Musk has been working on for the past 8 years now. Of course, we are talking about Neuralink. If augmented reality is the next evolution of the computer, then Neuralink is the final form, the Omega, if you want to keep the ancient Greek references going. While Zuckerberg was out shilling his new glasses, Neuralink was busy securing approval for a new implant that will pipe computer vision directly into a person's brain. Blindsight was just classified by the Food and Drug Administration as a breakthrough device. This essentially means that it's been fast-tracked through the development and review process in order to get this device into human patients as fast as possible. Elon Musk has said the Blindsight device from Neuralink will enable even those who have lost both eyes and their optic nerve to see. It will even enable those who have been blind from birth to see for the first time. To accomplish this, Neuralink will replace human eyes with small digital cameras, much like those that Meta is using in their augmented reality glasses. And then the difference comes in when Neuralink cuts a hole in the person's skull and sews a few dozen tiny wires into their brain. You won't find that on the Meta product roadmap. What Neuralink is doing here will be to create a wired connection directly into the visual cortex of the brain, which spans both left and right hemispheres. So really, there will need to be 2 holes in the person's head. Again, the process here is not so different from the Facebook glasses, where those employ miniature projectors to take digital code, convert that to electrical light energy, and overlay it on the lens as visual information. Neuralink will take digital information from the camera and convert that into an electrical signal that's transmitted into the brain, which will then be stimulated into displaying that camera feed into the patient's field of view. Now, that sounds a bit crazy, and it is, but we have to remember that our entire experience of the world is provided to us by input devices. The eyes, ears, finger, tongue, they're all just a big network of sensors that pipe electrical signals into the semi-solid biological computer that sits inside your skull. That's you, a gray, wrinkly lump plugged into a meat suit. And that's existentially a little bit terrifying, but we can either let that keep us up at night, or we can use our knowledge of science and biology to exploit the system, to hack the human experience, to break reality as we know it. This is something that Meta cannot do. In an interview with Cleo Abrams, Zuckerberg admitted that haptic feedback is not possible with augmented reality. The glasses can show you any experience, but they can't help you feel it. Zuck also relented that smell is a critical component of an immersive experience, but would be an incredibly difficult challenge to bring to augmented reality. I'd even argue that these aspects are just straight up impossible to ever deliver with a wearable device. With a brain-computer interface, on the other hand, there is no theoretical end to the possibilities. Now, let's take another quick reality break here. As fun as it is to harp on Zuck, although gotta admit his new haircut is a massive improvement towards looking like a real boy, easily the best decision he's made since the whole Facebook thing, but these Orion glasses are definitely one of the most insane products we've seen in a long time. They are very impressive, and they do exist in the real world, even if they also make you look like a dweeb. And I'm not exactly doubting Zuck's prediction that this kind of wearable augmented reality AI interface technology definitely could overtake the smartphone as our mobile computer system of choice. That could happen within the next 10 years. So Meta has a very powerful head start. They have time on their side. On the other hand, what Neuralink is doing with Blindsight is still pretty far from being anything that will make for an impressive tech demo. Elon has even said this himself, and when Elon Musk is not being ludicrously optimistic about one of his own products, you know that this is real. Quote, "To set expectations correctly, the vision will be at first low resolution like Atari graphics, but eventually it has the potential to be better than natural vision and enable you to see in infrared, ultraviolet, or even radar wavelengths like Geordi LaForge. And any kid who ever...
Okay, well, you can see another big story there, and that's what's coming from Neuralink. Okay, the next clip we're going to look at, we're reviewing some things that we have shown previously. We've got more on Sora. Now, OpenAI gave us ChatGPT-4. We also, from OpenAI, got DALL-E, which is like that graphic behind me, it was created by me putting prompts in, and we created that backdrop for this new set for the show, Future Shock. And so there's an example of text to image creation. But there's another aspect beyond that even, and we talked about it a little while ago, and we've shown videos recently. It's called Sora, and it's the text, or let's say prompt, because at this point it could be a text or it could be a voice prompt, but it's basically the prompt to video creation. So, like the music you're hearing behind me there, that was created on a different app. It's called Udio the Music. It's a prompt to music, okay? But this, what we're gonna take a look at, we've got a little compilation of Sora videos. Now, what you'll see here in these clips, this will be the actual videos created by a person by prompting in what they wanted and the video being created and coming back. And I think, you know, in a situation like this where you've got a longer video with many different shots and such, they probably compiled a number of different prompts. They got back a number of different short clips, and then they compiled those through editing into a longer clip, right? So, but this is where Sora is today. So let's take a look. We're going to go from clip to clip to clip to clip, and then we'll be right back. Let's take a look at Sora. it's kind of hard to imagine that everything that we are seeing in that clip and all of those clips right there, nothing was real. There were no humans in that clip. That was all manufactured imagery, photorealistic humans, but not real humans, created by Sora from a prompt put in by the operator via their Sora app. Amazing, right? And then you can see why people in the industry, in Hollywood, for example, Pixar, various other companies that are working in animation, and for that matter, even beyond animation, anything. If you're shooting video and editing video and putting out a product, you would have to be concerned when Sora can do all of that. You don't have to take the camera out and go shoot, right? It's all obsolete now. The human interface in the shooting and the production of all that, that's changed. It's fundamentally changed now. So we'll just have to see what happens. Now, Sora is released. You can go to Sora.com and find out more about it. Now, in my situation, you know, when it first came out, I'm a ChatGPT 4 user, so I was able to, if you are a subscriber to ChatGPT 4, you automatically have access to Sora. Well, that's the way it's laid out to be, because you've got a subscription, so you've got some access to it. Not the premium $200 a month version, but you've got the $20 a month version, which is, they limit you in some ways as to what you can create, or how much you can create, or what HD level it is, or whatever. But it's still doable. So when I tried to get in the beginning, the first few days, it wouldn't let me in because so many people were trying to get in that the site shut down. It's halted it, and they couldn't process all the people, as I understand it. After a few days, I kept trying and it opened it up. So I did one video. That's all I've done so far. With all the holidays and everything, I haven't had time to really drill down on it, but I'm going to shortly. But I put in some prompts like I would do for creating graphics, like this graphic you see behind me that I did on their other app, DALL-E, which is part of OpenAI. But I put the prompts in to create a video, and it came back with a clip. You know, I forgot how long the clips are generally. It was probably a 15 or 20 or 30-second clip came back. So it was interesting. It wasn't, you have to work with it. The first time you put it in, you may not get exactly what you want. But as you tweak the prompt, that's the key, tweaking the prompt to have a nuanced prompt that brings you back exactly what you want. So you kind of got to work with it. That's kind of what I've learned. And you know, you do have the anomaly that occurs every now and then where the AI hallucinates. It could be Alfred could hallucinate when I'm talking to him and go off on a tangent on some subject, although that has very, very rarely happened. But yes, it can happen, and they talk about it. It's a phenomenon within the deep learning systems of AI. Sometimes they hallucinate. So you might put in a prompt for a graphic or a video prompt for Sora, and it will come back with something that's not really related too well to it. But most of the time, it's pretty well perfect. So when I get a little further along and create something that has some interest and some value to it, video-wise, we will play it here on the air. So stand by, I'm working on it, and I'll bring it to you. But it's available right now. You know, if you go to Sora.com, and it will allow you to, I believe, I'm not sure if there's a test mode on there right now or what, but you can learn more about it at Sora.com. Okay, now if you're watching this show at the end of the year, the beginning of the new year, 2025, we've had a lot of interesting things going on. We've had the various drones, the drone mystery going on, the flying orbs. Some are drones, some are orbs. What really is going on? So we've got a couple of clips. We've got a couple of still images from the last, weeks past of things that people have been seeing. Let's pop up one. Now I think that one was from New Jersey. That's a couple of orbs out in the sky. And then let's take a look. We've got another one. These were noticed above Washington, D.C., and they also are mysterious sightings, which no one can quite explain. And then we've got a couple of little clips, video clips of people, I guess, using their phone to look at whatever they were seeing and videotaping it flying around. So let's take a look at a couple of these clips if we've got them.
Yeah, but now's the time you've got to move. And now it just disappeared. We're here with you. They're disappearing. They're here. They're here. They heard us up on the mountain. They did. All right. Okay, baby. Yeah, let's get you moving. Then they disappeared. What's... Wow. That's just like wild.
Oh my God! Can I have your blanket? Oh my! On the ground. Oh my! Wait, it's on the ground.
So, you know, what is going on? And I guess we'll find out in 2025. We'll know more about it. I think President Trump has announced that he wants to get to the bottom of it, and when he gets in office, maybe we'll have disclosure. There's a lot of conjecture as to what's going on. Could it be that, you know, these are drones which are operated by an adversary, or these drones operated by our own government, or are these not drones at all? Could these be something from somewhere else in the solar system that are coming down to disclose to the planet that there is life out in the universe other than us, and maybe they feel like we're finally ready to know this information without freaking out, and or these characters thinking that maybe they need to get in touch with us really quickly to let us know that maybe they've got a message for us, like, you know, you guys are about to destroy the planet, and we gotta let you know that, you know, you're on the verge of doing something really bad. We want to wake you up real quick, and maybe this information will be the wake-up call that you've needed, you know. So I don't know, but it's interesting. It's an interesting time, and I think that we'll, over the next weeks ahead, within the next month or two, have some clarity as to what that was all about. Well, we're at the end of our show. We've done 2 shows today. We've literally done a live show, completely unscripted, for the last hour, and I guess it's just a testament to all of the information that's out there, that's going on out there, and we've got a lot of information for you in the high-tech realm and the AI realm coming up in the new year. So that's it for today's show. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you tomorrow.
There's not a cloud up in the sky.